I'm going to rework an old saying here. There are three certainties in life, Stephen, at the moment, aren't there? Death, taxes, and Brisbane getting the 2032 Games and Paralympics. It'll be no great surprise, will it?
Well, don't jinx it for us. We're certainly taking nothing for granted, and I know our Premier and the Lord Mayor and the Federal Sports Minister are doing everything they can today to make sure they secure the votes necessary to win the Olympic and Paralympic Games for Brisbane in 2032.
What, in your view, will getting the Games, if we do get them, mean for South East Queensland?
They'll be huge for South East Queensland, not just the billions of dollars in infrastructure investment, the new sporting facilities, the chance for young people to aspire to compete on the world stage right here, but also the global recognition for our city. We know what that did for Sydney in 2000, and we hope to do the same here in Brisbane in 2032.
How much is it costing, or will it cost the state?
Look, the hosting of the Games under the the IOC's new deal is designed to be roughly cost neutral, the hosting itself. But we, of course, want to see a legacy for the region, and that will see us bringing forward infrastructure investment that we might not have been able to do in that time frame to transform the way people get around our region, as well as to reinvigorate our sporting facilities like the Gabba where I am right now.
Okay, so there's reference to $5 billion in the official bid documents. Where does that stand against your argument of being cost neutral?
Well, that's right. There's an expectation of roughly $5 billion worth of revenue that would cover those direct hosting costs. Of course, there are other costs associated with services and infrastructure, but the return on that investment is huge. Just the announcement today is expected to generate more than $170 million worth of global publicity. That's just the confirmation if we get the hosting rights. The opportunity for our city and our region is quite incredible, particularly when you consider tourism is such a huge part of the Queensland economy. International tourism has obviously struggled in recent years, but by 2032 we hope that that's a distant memory and the Olympics can really springboard our region back onto the global tourism wish list.
Now, there's been a bit of criticism about Annastacia Palaszczuk flying to Tokyo in person to lobby for the Games. We had Karen Andrews, the Home Affairs Minister, on our show earlier this week. She accused your boss of hypocrisy by going and coming back and taking up a quarantine space that would otherwise go to a returning Queenslander. What's your response to that?
Look, I'm not going to address those comments. I think the most important thing about our bid has been the fact that all three levels of government have been aligned, and certainly the Prime Minister and the Sports Minister have been supportive of the bid. I know the Federal Sports Minister is there with our Premier and the Lord Mayor right now preparing for the presentation. We were told very clearly by the IOC and the AOC that it was incredibly important that our state's leader is there to present the case for our state, and nobody can do that better and more passionately than Annastacia Palaszczuk.
Before we go, I want to ask you about, sadly, the challenges facing Queensland tourism care of coronavirus. Earlier in the show, Stephen Miles had your New South Wales counterpart, John Barilaro, the Deputy Premier there, on. His words, he described the vaccination rollout as letting us down. 14%, only 14% of Australians fully vaccinated. If you would describe the vaccine rollout as it stands at the moment, how would you?
I'd simply reference that if we were more advanced on our vaccine rollout, then Sydney, Victoria, South Australia probably wouldn't be in lockdown right now. But these are the circumstances we have, and those governments are doing the best that they can to manage those circumstances, just as we are here in Queensland. OK,
Stephen Miles, fingers crossed. Hopefully we didn't jinx it. Good luck tonight.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.